It's amazing to welcome into the fire the talented tall defender, the brick wall, the guy who shows such athleticism for fullback. Greater Western Victoria's James Van Ness. Nice to meet you, James.
Hey LJ, no, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you on. You're such an exciting talent, mate. A little birdie tells me that you were quite the basketballer. Any truth to that rumor? Come on, how good were you?
Nothing special. I guess I was tall as a junior. And I was lucky enough to play for Victoria for basketball. But that's back in the day in under 14s, and had when it gets this serious, you kind of got to pick one way. So I had to give it up a few years back.
Yeah, got to play for Victoria. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I kind of come through just playing domestic basketball for the local club, and made the rep side for playing for Ballarat, and kind of took off and played for. I did the tryouts, and lucky enough to play for Vic Country, and it was a great experience, and kind of the first thing that kind of set me up for as an athlete, and took off from there as an athlete point of view.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. You do realise you have quite a few fans, don't you? I've had people messaging me every week asking me to get you on. Yeah, you can tell your mum to stop messaging me.
No, I'm sure there's a few of my mates maybe trying to get me on here so they can have a laugh at me, but no, there's a few people out there who watch my stories, so it's pretty humbling, I guess.
No, seriously, you do have a lot of fans though, don't you? You're such a great size for a footballer. Have you always played footy since being a junior? And if so, were you always a backman?
No, well, I've always played footies, coming through Auskick, but always been the biggest kid down in Ballarat. I was actually always a ruckman, always played in the ruck, and rolled forward for a little rest here and there, but predominantly ruck, and basically until under 17s Vic Country, where they kind of said, yeah, mate, you're going to play backline, and since then it's kind of just taken off.
Yeah. Now, you are a special player, I reckon, with an ability to lock down in defence. You're almost impassable and a nightmare for forwards. Do you love playing back there, mate, or do you want to play up the field a bit in the future?
No, I definitely love playing backline. I think it suits my game style and the way I'm built, and but obviously I'm just trying to play my role, and I love playing for the team. So wherever the coach puts me, I'm happy to play, whether that's forward or back. Never don't mind. Who doesn't love kicking a goal?
Yep. And you ever thinking about pushing into the midfield one day?
It's getting pretty crazy with the Cripper, kind of beast going through the midfield. So I don't know, I wouldn't mind a run, but I don't think it'd be too special.
We'll see what happens. You were such a good player for Vic Country in that final game, mate. Super impressive. Have you always been part of the rep sides growing up? I realised that COVID probably stopped that for a couple of years.
Yeah, well, no, I never really was a part of anything special in football up until, under 15s, where kind of a funny story. I was watching my mates playing the local interleague game. They were playing the Bendigo League, and never really tried out, never got invited to try out. I water boyed them, and the coach kind of looks at me and goes, geez, you're told you play footy, and said, yeah, mate, and he come along and he watched my game, and I was lucky enough to have a good game, and I got added into the V-Line Cup squad, which was a rep side which is pretty much the Rebels under 15 side, and it kind of just took off from there as a 15-year-old leading into now.
You've had a great year, really putting yourself on the AFL radar. Have you focused on everything in your AFL dream this year, and how have you seen the year from your perspective?
Yeah, it's been a pretty full on year, I guess, kind of trying to juggle this with, what you're trying to get as a job, as well as school, where, you can't really ignore school because, footy's not forever. So, it's been a lot to juggle, and, it's probably, haven't put up my best year of school. It's probably kind of taken the backseat a little bit, but it's been surreal, definitely, even though, Vic Country camps and flying across as a team, it's just, really eye-opening, and it was kind of a foot in the door to what AFL's like. So, it's really exciting.
You have really cemented yourself as the best fullback in the champs. It must have been awesome being a part of the Victorian country team. What did you take out of the champs?
Yeah, I took away a lot of confidence, that's for sure. You know, being able to play on some of the best forwards in the country. Unlucky I wasn't able to play on a fellow Rebels friend, Caddy. I think that would have been a good matchup, and that would have been really fun. But yeah, mainly just took away a lot of confidence and
Yeah.
a lot of pride in myself, being able to play on some really talented key forwards. And yeah, we obviously didn't get the result we wanted as a team in the end. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of good backs out there, and to be up there with them, it's very humbling.
Who was the toughest opponent, do you think, during the carnival?
Yeah, I think definitely that last game, big Maxi Grzuski got the best of me. He was had a pretty red hot start and kicked a few early, and yeah, probably called me lacking, and yeah, probably dropped my head a little bit after that. And yeah, he's a really good player, and I'm sure he'll do very well coming up to November.
Yeah, he did have a big day out. Okay, let's get to the grand final game. Such a close game, mate. You guys were excellent and pushed the Metro guys right to the line, mate. Although disappointing to lose, how cool was it playing on the Marvel Stadium live on Fox Footy?
Yeah, that was a massive. It was so surreal. Yeah, I guess walking out there that with the roof closed up and you seeing all the lights and you know, family and friends and fans are all piling in. Nothing like a full stadium, but you know, when you're out there, you can definitely hear it when there's big hanger taken or a goal kicked. Yeah, they're definitely there. Yeah, it was just such a nice ground compared to just to local footy, I guess. And yeah, it's just a good eye opener and something that I kind of look forward to if I'm lucky enough to have my name called out, just playing some high quality grounds.
Oh, I bet so many people are jealous that you got to play in Marvel. Would have been great.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely were.
Yeah. Now, as the year has gone on, you've taken yourself to the next level. It must be great to have many games in the bank. What do you think it's been this year that has really pushed you into the top draft calculations?
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, it's definitely been good to get some footy played, especially after some COVID. So it's really good to focus on my body, and I think that's really set me apart from other defenders. Using my body work and my 1v1 ability to move defenders out of the way and take intercept marks where I can, yeah, not I can do it legally and yeah, intercept the ball and send it back into the forward line or yeah, you know, stop the ball and send it out of bounds and get a reset. I think being able to shut down my opponent, yeah, it's probably set me apart from a few other defenders. Yeah, so I think I'll probably take that as my one would.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of good attributes, mate. All right, let's tell everyone what they get from you, buddy. A strong defender who loves to intercept mark. A great kick who enjoys the challenge of shutting down the league's best forwards. A great fullback with vice-like hands who has relished in one-on-one battles. As reliable as they come. You're in the group of the best defenders in the draft. What are the areas you're looking to work on in the AFL, mate?
That's a great question. Yeah, well, I've kind of gone through this with the clubs over the last few days at the combine. We've kind of touched on my decision making where it probably lets me down a little bit. Yeah, my kicking and probably that's probably go hand in hand. My kicks probably go to turn over a little bit and yeah, probably comes back with a bit of interest and probably end up being a goal. So yeah, probably my just my decision making. Yeah, probably be able to take me to the next level as well as just a bit more being able to run a bit better. You know, trying to increase the or lower that 2K time would yeah probably help me be a bit more AFL ready.
No, but it is good to have something to improve on, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no one's perfect, so it's good
Yeah,
to have room for improvement.
yeah, it is. Now, in my opinion, you're going to be an outstanding player in the AFL. And with the draft fast approaching, how are you feeling about it all? Are you nervous at all?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Really nervous. And I think it's a lot of me and my family's dreams just for my parents just to see me do what I've always strived to do.
Yeah,
So yeah, definitely a lot of the nerves, and hopefully I'm able to sit back and relax and yeah, focus on something else so I can take my mind off it a little bit. Yeah, because there's obviously still a little bit of time to go until the night comes if I'm lucky enough. So yeah, just trying to focus on other things and yeah, trying to get my mind off it a little bit.
yeah, I reckon you would be nervous. Have you heard of the draft talk lately? Do you ever look at it?
Oh, I try to steer clear, but you know, mates try and show me here and there, and it's good to look and try and see where I'm sitting. But yeah, you never know what happens on draft night.
Yeah. Well, the combine went all right for you, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I was pretty stoked to put up some good times and turn some heads, and yeah, definitely surprised a few. That's for sure. With the way I'm built and how much I weigh, so it was good to show that I've got the speed and the athletic attributes to play at the highest level.
Yeah, really good combine from you.
Thank
Some
you.
simple footy questions. What AFL team do you go for?
I go for Sydney. Yeah, so it was pretty disappointing grand
Oh,
final. Yeah,
was a pretty disappointing day, wasn't it? I
yeah, yeah. It was
don't
pretty tough
reckon.
for me.
I reckon it's probably one of the worst grand finals I've ever watched. Actually,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
the
It was up
greatest,
there
was
with
it?
the old. It was up there with the old Richmond GWS game. So it was pretty poor. Yeah.
Yeah. Which player has most impressed you when you have played NAB League?
Oh, it's hard to go by Caddy. Fellow teammate Aaron Cadman. Yeah, just the way he can tear a game apart and be a full forward and also find so much of the footy. It's yeah, it's been so good to just watch him this year, and yeah, he's just gotten better and better as the years gone on.
Yeah, he's a great player, isn't he?
Yeah, oh, he's a freak.
Yeah. Who are your Vic Country buddies, and who should I look out for?
Oh, little Jai Clark, he's one to
Oh
look out for. The little fella, he gets a bit angry on the field,
yeah,
so he's
I,
probably one to look out for. But yeah, I get along with most boys, and yeah, try to interact and keep a team environment and not exclude anyone. But it's hard to go past the boys you hang around the most, like Hugh Bond and Aaron Cadman, who I'm at the Rebels with so much. So yeah, probably those two, and yeah, kind of trying just everyone kind of.
yeah, I reckon I've got a few of them. How funny is Jai?
Yeah, he's a little jokester, that little fella.
Yeah. If you had to pick an AFL player to chat to about developing your game, who would you choose?
Yeah. Well, I try and you know, compare myself to Tom McCartan. So being a Sydney fan, a little bit biased. Yeah, try and base my game off him. So I wouldn't mind picking his brain a little bit. Because he's definitely taken some big steps this year, and yeah, even over the last 2 years, he's come to be a really good player.
Yeah, he has had a good year this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he's one to watch in the next few years. Yeah, he's only young, so he'll be a
Yeah,
good player for the next few years.
yeah, he will. Okay, let's ask some non-footy questions, Matt. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Oh, well, I'm a pretty average golfer, but I don't mind going out and having a hit. So I do that a little bit. If not that, it's probably a little bit more still footy focused, and you know, there's not many days off as a when you're trying to have a full time job. So if not going to the gym or having a kick or a run or something like that, yeah, it's probably golf or just hanging out with my mates.
Yeah, golf's pretty good. You get to do that a lot more in the AFL, I reckon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. If you had to cook a meal, what would you impress someone with?
Oh, geez, it's tough. Geez, I'm pretty. My go-to is a carbonara, so I think I'd have to whip that one out, and yeah, it's probably my specialty.
Yeah, pretty simple. Got any special ingredients?
Oh, not really. Just make sure the pasta's gnocchi. Yeah, so that's my go-to.
Yeah, nice. You get to go and play in any other sport, what would you do best in?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I'd probably have to go back to the roots and say basketball. Um, yeah, just from an athletic and height point of view. Yeah, I'm no Victor Wembanyama or however you say his name, the big 7'4" boy who's running point guard in the G League at the moment. But no, I think I'd probably do best at basketball if there was anything else.
Yeah, I reckon you're still pretty good basketball, aren't you?
Geez, I'm not too good at shooting, so I don't know how far I get.
You can dunk it though.
Yeah, yeah, don't get to do it too often. They know I can't shoot, so they'll just sit under the ring.
If you play 18 holes of golf, what would it look like?
Oh God, geez, the first few I'd call a warm up, so they'd be pretty poor. The next few I might have a few good shots, and I'm thinking I'm on. And then after hole 9, it's definitely all downhill.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely starting to lose a few balls by hole 9. Yeah, the scorecard's really getting up there, and I've probably thrown the towel in and just walking at that point. So yeah, I'm definitely nothing special.
a bit of a rager.
Oh, not so much a rager, just a quietly disappointed in myself, and I'll probably go into my shell a little bit and get a bit quiet.
Well, James, you're going to be awesome in the AFL. I predict clubs will be after a player like you that could bolster their backline like you would do. I can't wait to see which club nabs you first. Good luck for what's coming, champ. I can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, LJ. It's been really nice to talk to you.
No, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.